Welcome to our webinar with all the new releases information. And for me from Bergen and Norway, the headquarters, I have with me my lovely colleague, Brian. Welcome, Brian.
Well, you should introduce yourself too, but we're going to just ramble for the first 30 seconds or so, and then we're actually going to start ready while people still arrive from their summer holidays with their bags packed and everything, and their suntan and everything. Yeah, my name's Brian, and I will introduce myself formally, but I'm in the German office, so excited to be here today. All right, Beate, you ready?
Yes,
Let's
and
do it.
let me just say a few words about myself. I'm working together with Brian. I'm located at the Norwegian office. My name is Beate Katrine Mo, and I've been working with itslearning for a couple of years now. So yes, welcome and enjoy. And please, if you have any questions, just fire away. Brian?
And my name's Brian Gallagher. I'm one of the pedagogical trainers in the German team. I do live in Germany, although I sound like I'm American mostly because I am. And I've been with itslearning. It's either 3 years or 4 years. I don't know. They don't help you count. You have to count on your own. But we actually are curious about who's here today. And so we're going to start off with a couple of polls. Or I guess we could talk about our agenda first, but we're going to start off with a couple of polls and just find out a little bit who's here. The first question is just what country are you based in? And if yours is not on the list, you can click Other. If you're not sure, you could also click Other. If you're still on summer holiday, you can click Other. We're just kind of curious what we've got for participants. We're really excited that you're all here. Our plan is to do a couple polls at the beginning, present some information, and then answer any questions you might have about the platform. So I'll end the poll and share the results. Most people are from Other, as you all can see. So I'll close the poll and do the next poll. Curious what sort of school you work at, a primary school or an elementary school, a secondary school, vocational school, higher ed, or again, other. This time, other is not, I'm still on summer holiday. Other is something else. And give you all another couple seconds to fill that out. Both Beate and I used to be teachers, and we're happy to talk about that ad nauseum, but that's not our topic today. I will again end the poll and this time share the results accurately. A lot of folks from higher ed today, a lot of folks from other, exciting, and a bunch from vocational, secondary, elementary as well. You are all, of course, welcome. The updates that we're going to talk about today really span everybody, span the whole market. And our last poll is equally as easy, although possibly equally as challenging. What's your role within itslearning at your school? So are you a teacher or something, or are you an administrator, maybe a school admin or a sysadmin? Could be that your school has multiple roles in it, that's fine. No idea is also an option. And then I see at least 2 people have said, I don't know, my brain's still on summer holiday. That's fantastic. Generally speaking, you're a teacher if you're only using the platform for teaching and working with your students. You'd be an administrator if you've seen some of the admin options and the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, but it's okay. All the answers are totally okay. I'll give you all another second for those answers. And on this one, I also allowed you to click multiple because I know that some of us have 2 hats. We're a teacher and we're an admin, and that's okay too. So the results here show that there's a bunch of people who have the admin abilities, a bunch of people who are teachers. Some people are definitely on summer holiday. That's okay. And some are not sure. That's also okay. Yeah. So thank you all for doing those polls with us. We just want to know a little bit about who's here. Yeah. So our plan today is we're going to talk about some of the updates that have happened over the past few weeks, although some of them are a little bit older than that, with really 2 big highlights. One is the main menu system. So right when you log in, you're going to see the first update, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And then Beate is going to talk about the messaging system and how the new messenger works. We'll talk a little bit about how to get more trainings. We'll talk briefly about the mobile app. And then at the end, we'll stop the recording and answer every question that you have. We only answer questions about itslearning though, so you can leave the other questions for your summer holidays. Did I forget anything or skip anything?
I don't think so.
Great. Then I'm going to share my screen and show
Yes.
you what itslearning looks like today if you were to log in. Before you look too much at my screen, please know that every customer has the ability to customize their site. So it's very possible that you may have a couple of these menus turned on or off based on your site, and that's okay. 90% of the stuff that we show today, you all are going to all have access to on your screen. The other thing, Beate and I are both going to turn off our cameras now so that the screen is a little bigger so you can really see it. Beate, you need to turn off your camera too. And yeah, so we're obviously still here. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can always type them into the chat box. I always have an eye on the chat box and I'm happy to answer them. But as I said, we'll answer questions at the very end as well. So I've logged into It's Learning as a teacher in a demo account. This is my demo school. It's not a real customer site. This site's obviously also in English. And in this account, I'm a teacher, but things look a little different. In the past, you've had kind of that darker blue or navy blue or almost purplish kind of background color, and now it's gray and white. And so we made a bunch of decisions with It's Learning to make the product more accessible. And this has been a theme that you've heard off and on over the past several years. We want it to be more accessible to all users. And this new look and feel helps all users to have the product more accessible to them. But the actual highlights as far as what you'd see when you're using it and how you'd feel things is that obviously the buttons up here are different. The color is different. It's white on a gray with a gray background here. We've got our courses menu. And then the things up here really are the same as they've been. As I said, your site might be a little different. Some sites might not have this groups area. Other sites might. You could, of course, have maybe the calendars turned off. But once I click on calendar, it looks just like the calendar has looked for past several months. My calendar doesn't have anything in it because school hasn't started for us yet, so we're still on summer holiday. And then I've got this little links menu here. That, as you can see, this particular link is in German because I do work in the German market. But your school might have something similar. So it's possible that you used to have a couple other links up here, like the mentor function. That's been moved. And so now if I click on my face over here on the right-hand side, you see my name, my role at the school. In this school, I'm a staff member, but the mentor function is down here and my students is down here along with ePortfolio, which was always down here. So these have shifted over to my personal menu, these three things over here. If I was to log into my admin account or system admin account, and I can do that in a minute, the button for admin is also over here on the side. It used to be up top here, and now it's migrated over to the side here. So that's the biggest update here. When you log in, it looks different. It looks a little bit lighter, more refreshed, more refined. You can still drag and drop the course cards just like before. You can still use the stars to bookmark things or unstar them. For markets where you are allowed to create your own course, that button has moved over here. It used to be that you click on the courses menu and then you have a little green plus sign. That has migrated over to the right-hand side. Many schools set it up with an integration to where you don't create your own courses, so obviously the button would not be there, but some do and some don't. So that's really the main menu there. The other thing I wanted to show you was briefly inside a course. I'll open up this geography course. As I said, I'm American, so we of course need to learn about U.S. states and geography in my classroom. And the course looks very, very similar. The difference again is the menu has changed. This grayish menu has changed, and the options have changed a little bit too. The settings menu has moved. We'll find out where it is in a minute. And then also the ability to switch into the student's role or student's perspective has also moved. We'll see that in a second as well. But just like before, if I click on the plans, I can go in and edit my plans just like before. In the plans themselves, there have been a couple of little changes. The little headphones for listen has been added there. But really the prime focus today is that the menu is a little bit different. In the report section, I here have a bunch of reports turned on that it's possible you don't have turned on. And the participants menu is the same as it was before the summer holiday. But again, what's a little bit new is by these three dots on the right-hand side. I always say where there are three dots, you should always know it's there because your students have already found it. In this case, they haven't found it, but we'll click on the three dots and that's where we can see the student view, which I'll click on in a second, and also the settings. The settings looks just like it did before, but like I said, it's just hidden over here on the three dots. And that's more uniform with other parts of the site where we've got three dots to access settings. And then the student view, as you might imagine, I can click over and see what it looks like as a student. And as you know, I can open up a plan and open up even assignments as a student. Not going to do that right now. It always reminds me that I'm viewing the course as a student. In case I forget who I am, I'm definitely still a student. And then this new button is easy and helpful to exit the student view. So those were the things I wanted to highlight about the new menu and in the course cards a little bit. Yeah, Beate, I think I'm passing it back over to you, right?
Perfect. Thank you, Brian. Yes. So I want to briefly talk about the new messaging system. And as in everything else that we've been releasing lately in It's Learning, we are using a lot of energy on the accessibility mode. And in the messaging system, we have been modernizing and consistently the user interface. We have done accessibility enhancements. We have messaging deletion support, and you can also mark a message or conversation as unread. And like Brian just showed you, this is the same interface as you can see on the course card, and then you have the messaging system on your right-hand side. This is just where you can see the similarity between the old version and the new version, because sometimes I find it that when I find something new, it's hard to remember what was the old thing, and this is just something to bear in mind, that even though it looks like might for some look that the changes are huge, and some might think that the changes are small, these are the actual changes. So color stays the same, but it's easier to see and have a look of the actual conversation. Teachers and admin can now delete student message in a group or a course or a conversation. So you click on the three dots, delete message. You can also then do the same thing when you're in a course and delete the conversation or delete the participant. They can add or remove users from a group chat. This goes for teachers and admin and not for pupils or students. Teachers and admins can delete course conversation and start a new one. The setting you will find, if this is not possible to do on your site as we speak, then you need to check underneath as an admin under global setting and then features and security. So this is only settings you can do as an admin. So global settings and features and security. As we also mentioned, you can mark some of the messages as unread, and these are some screenshots that will show you how it would look as soon as they are unread. So you mark them as unread, they change the colors into blue where you can see in the middle, and once you open them, they will turn out as new messages. We have also a new mobile app coming, slightly delayed, was supposed to be released now for back to school, but it will be early in September. And this is just some teasing pictures to show you how it will look like. It's an app that is completely new and it looks more simple, easy to use, and it gives a perfect overview for students and for teachers. Yes. Any questions in the chat, Brian?
So far, there are no questions in the chat.
No questions in the chat. So what we've done on this last slide is that you can use your phone now and you can scan the QR code. The one on your left-hand side, you can sign up for our newsletters. And on the right-hand side, you can actually access straight back to school landing page where you find all the information for the new releases. And also, we would like to recommend you to follow us on social medias. Brian, you were saying?
Yeah, so the only thing I wanted to add is, so we're done with the content for today. The last sentence here, and then we'll turn off the recording. Is just if you would like further trainings at your either at your school in person or online, definitely reach out to your key account managers. You can reach out to Beata and I. Our email addresses are right there, and we're happy to forward you to the right person if you're not sure who you're looking for.